So you've probably heard a diamond tell you that they can do triple flip resets, but they're hard stuck diamond. What's this all about? Today we're gonna find out what happened to diamond and if it's really as bad as people say it is. Ah, Rocket League, the game we all know and absolutely love. With Smurfs in most of your games for one, toxicity around every corner, and a broken rank system that we are never going to get out of for as long as anyone plays. According to rank distribution, Diamond is actually where a pretty big chunk of players are sitting right now. As of recent, Diamond 1 seats 12% of all players, Diamond 2 sits just under 11%, and Diamond 3 is currently holding 9% of the player base, totaling up to roughly 32% of Rocket League's player base sitting in Diamond alone. The real question is, why is Diamond such a difficult rank to get through? Today, I'm going to be going undercover in Diamond as HW5, an account given to me by one of my subscribers who no longer plays much anymore. Also, for the record, after multiple attempts of trying to get other accounts able to play in Diamond lobbies for this video, I did want to put a disclaimer out there that smurfing is not good. I don't condone it, so the gameplay you see here is for nothing outside of educational purposes only. Love how I say no smurfing. Smurfing is bad, then go and do it for the entirety of this video. It's fine, as long as it's only for this video. Right? The reason why I decided to make this video at all was because I see TikToks of people saying how crazy Diamond has become, and I really wanted to test that out. Personally, I don't think it'll be that easy, but I also don't think it'll be that hard. What could go wrong? Starting out at a solid 830 MMR. Gotta love that. Okay, here we go. I don't really expect much of these first few games. I think we'll probably win most of them, if not all. Rotating back so teammate can have it. Teammate? Guess not. Oh boy, this is about to be a long game. Surely he goes for these, right?
Nope.
He's gonna see he has time, right? Nope. Thanks for the open. Where did you come from, teammate? You got it. Oh. Oh snap. He's actually goated, no question. Open net. I'm actually insane. Teammate, what? Oh, diming me up. W-mans. In. Bang. He was quick to it, I'll give him that much. I'll give him about 3 seconds to say something else too. Yep.
What are you doing?
Here we go.
So dumb.
And around him? Where? Okay. What just happened? Okay, I should have enough time. Oh. Never mind. We're cooked. Honestly, not a bad first game in my opinion. I think it went okay. I mean, it's definitely Diamond 1 or whatever this is. Promotion game? Yeah, it's a promotion game. So, I mean, we have the rest of the episode to see if it's really that bad, but I guess only time will tell. So, honestly, every game just seemed to be Diamond. Nothing really stood out to me as sweaty or crazy or anything, so I kind of just got a little bored because I was trying to get through Diamonds, but I just needed something to spice things up until I realized demos are probably not something people learn to avoid in this rank. So, a new quest just popped up. How many demos can we get while trying to climb Diamond? Here's a little montage for you.
Oh no.
Game sense. Everyone loves to say that they know exactly where their teammate's at, they know exactly where the ball's gonna be, how it's gonna land, where it's gonna go, but yet we always end up in the same position that we don't know where our teammates are, we really don't know where the ball is at, and we end up double committing, making silly mistakes, and overall just throwing the game. Well, that's one of the many things that's wrong with Diamond, and that I have seen playing most of these games in this rank, is that no one actually knows what's going on. They just see a ball, and they want to go for it. And I'm not saying that this doesn't happen in any other rank, because it definitely does. I personally have experienced this myself, and even do this too, but just understanding where you are, where your teammate is, where the ball is relatively, and where there's a free boost that you won't interfere with rotation will be so helpful for your progress in Diamond that you'll just blow through it like it was nothing. Just as long as you know where your teammates are, where the ball is, where opponents are, you can get through Diamond alone with that. Next up, demos. So as you may or may not have seen that montage, it was extremely hard for people to escape my demos, and I would probably say I got a little bit over 220 demos in my entire time playing through Diamond. If I went for somebody, I would say 7 times out of 10, I would be able to get that demo. Very rarely was anybody like aware of me being right there. Nobody really jumped. Occasionally you'd have your people who would actually see me coming and like, you know, put on the brake or jump over. But for the most part, everybody was just sitting ducks. Work on your demo sense. If you can fake somebody out when they're trying to demo you, congratulations, you have just thrown off their rotation. And I say that because demos are normally very tactical, at least up in the higher ranks. You want to get rid of your opponents and maybe open up a lane for your teammate. If you can get rid of that, you have essentially a free net. But if you can stop that, you have now thrown off the demoer and the attacker, because now you have the advantage over both of them and you can knock the ball away. They ultimately lose that play. So if you can get your demo sense down and understand when to avoid a demo, when to put on the brakes, when to jump over it, whatever it may be, this will also help you out greatly in Diamond, because for the most part, Diamond is a demo chasing rank. Everybody does it, and normally it's not tactical, but regardless, if you know how to avoid those, then with that you can maybe start scoring some open nets that they leave you, maybe start taking advantage of their poor rotation, whatever. Work on it, and that will help you. Last but not least, get your basics down. This includes shot accuracy, shot power, long shots, as we talked about, like rotation and awareness, saves and defense, aerials, and fast aerials. So let's go ahead and break those down a little bit. I'm not really going to go into like an in-depth talk about each of these things just because I want to save time. I want to make this video pretty short, but I do want to give you some tips. So with shot accuracy, I'm not talking about you have to have 100% like goal to shot ratio. That's almost impossible. Bottom line, you are going to miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. If you don't at least attempt to try and take a shot, it's never going to go in. It doesn't really matter if you miss a lot of shots. Diamond is a forgiving rank in that it doesn't really matter if you miss a shot. It's not like RLCS. Try to shoot a little bit more, but also go for long shots. What I noticed in Diamond is that a lot of teams would always stay up really far. So if they were attacking the ball, you would most likely see both teammates in your half of the field. So all that was needed was just a really long shot to their side and maybe even at their net, and it would have gone in. It was as easy as that for some of my games. Try to polish up on some of these things. Long shots, power shots, shots from weird angles. Just go for anything. Next up is your rotation and awareness. For rule of thumb, wherever your teammate is, unless it's some, I don't know, strange play or something, or you have comms, you really shouldn't be right up on your teammate. Let's just say your teammate's trying to attack a corner. The best spot on the field would most likely be the middle or staying back a little bit just in case he loses it, because as you get up into more unforgiving ranks, if your teammate loses the ball, you're most likely going to be the last man for quite a little bit of time. And then just making sure you're not crossing paths with your teammate, because occasionally, for me personally, I always seem to be in the way of my teammates when I'm rotating back. Whenever you're rotating back, make sure it's not an attacking lane for your teammate, or else you're just going to cause issues for them, because they're going to see you and then have you to avoid. Now occasionally the ball will get hit weirdly and you'll end up with the rotation no matter what, but if you can maintain a safe distance away from your teammate that you're not right up on them, but still far enough away that you can get to the ball if need be really quickly, then that will definitely help you out. To add all this, saves and defense, I would say definitely go into a bunch of training packs. I know there's a lot on Steam. You have workshop maps you can do a lot with. Pretty sure there's a Bacchus plugin that you can basically load custom training maps and stuff in the Epic version. But for console players, I would say try to find as many training packs for saves as you can and try to perfect it, because most of those really help you to start thinking quicker when it comes to powerful shots that are aimed like, perfectly. Just that one chance that a shot is like perfectly placed. You won't be kind of sitting there like, oh no, there it goes. Like, you'll be up and ready to try and save it, right? So try to go through all the saving, all the goalie training packs. At least this is what helped me in Diamond, and start working on those, because the other team can't win if no shots go in. My point is, try to polish up on saves and shadow defense. Lastly, start working on some aerials. I mean, you don't have to do some crazy Zen play where you take it up to the ceiling and pinch it and then backboard double it into the net. I'm just talking about fast aerials. Like, challenge your opponents really quickly. On the note of just regular aerials, just start working on some air dribbles. You can work on advanced air dribbles, like, I don't know, have the ball stick to your car the entire time. You can also start working on air dribbles to resets. Those are personally probably the easiest when it comes to like advanced aerials, because all you have to do is kind of let the ball go forward a little bit and then let it hit the bottom of your car and flip. But I don't want to get too much into mechanics. Just stick with the basics. Fast aerials, try to challenge the ball first, even if you miss it. Try to go off the ceiling a lot more, do some ceiling plays. Be creative with it, that's all. So if you take game sense, demo sense, and basics and implement those into your gameplay in Diamond, it should honestly be a lot easier. But those are just things that I have personally seen Diamonds struggling with in these games that I've played. You want to start building that confidence early so that when you get into champ lobbies, you're not being thrown like straight into the deep end. You're going to see a lot more of that in a very controlled manner the higher you go. So you want to kind of start early. And I think Diamond is a good place to do that because there are quite a few Smurfs in there. If you lose to a Smurf, go into that replay and try and figure out what was his game sense like, what was their demo sense like, did they get demoed a lot, and how good were they with their basics? Did they have strong shots? Did they have good long shots? Were they very aware of where you were and able to move around you? Were they able to make good saves or have really fast aerials, do a lot of flip resets? I don't know.
Oh no.
Try and figure out what they did better and start building yourself off of that. Don't try to compare yourself to them, but start trying to copy what they do a little bit. Like if they're really good at shot power, start taking powerful shots. It's a really big topic and I don't want to take too much time on this. I'm already talking for too long, but definitely polish up game sense, demo sense, and your basics. And then this will honestly get you through Diamond. So Diamond, is it all people make it up to be? Not really. You never know who you're gonna get. One game it's a boosted team of golds, the next it's a sweaty group of champs who think they're smurfing. It's confusing, honestly, but overall it all really stems from players focusing on mechs and not basics. Yes, you might be better than everyone at your rank and flip resets, but if that's all you know how to do, of course you're gonna be hard stuck. It's not always your teammates. Sometimes it is though. But we do need to address the fact that it took me like 5 games worth of elo just to get out of one division. So I think the win-loss cycle definitely adds to people being stuck in this rank, but it isn't the biggest contributor. It took me a GC2 4.5 hours just to get from Diamond 1 Div 1 to Champ 1 Div 1. And I think we only had maybe 4 losses in that entire 4.5 hours. So, for those of you actually trying to improve, try to focus on being a team player and train the basics before trying to improve your mechs. In the long run, it'll help you out a lot more than you realize.